Ever wondered why some salespeople consistently outperform others, even with the same training? Feeling like you're missing a secret key to sales success that wasn't covered in business school? Well, get ready to uncover the 7 sales secrets they don't teach you in business school. But before we start, hey, it's Alex helping you with all your B2B business needs. And on this channel, we talk about cold email, B2B lead gen, SaaS, and agency growth. So if you're interested in stuff like that, subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. Also, go ahead and follow and check out our Instagram at AlexBermanOfficial, as we're putting out a ton of unique content there. Let's start with sales secret number 1, the power of personalization. In today's digital age, generic mass-produced sales pitches simply don't cut it anymore. People are bombarded with advertisements, emails, and pitches every single day. They've become masters at tuning out all that noise. So how do you cut through that and grab their attention? The answer is personalization. Personalization isn't just about addressing the prospect by their name. Anyone can send an email with, "Hey, Alex," in it these days. It's about tailoring your communication to resonate with their specific needs, interests, and goals. Meaning, you're not gonna send the same email to the director of marketing at a Fortune 500 company as you would to the director of sales at a mom and pop store on the street. Personalization is so much more than first name. It's everything about your messaging. This requires a deep understanding of your prospect, their industry, and their business challenges. My favorite way to do this is to go on ChatGPT and ask them, "Hey, write out all the pain points that the director of marketing at a company making over $5 million a year is facing in extreme detail," and watch the readout. For instance, let's say you're reaching out to a SaaS company. You could start your email with something generic like, "I have a solution that could help your business." This approach might get some attention, but it's not likely going to stand out, which means you're dead. Now, consider a personalized approach. "I noticed your SaaS platform has an impressive suite of project management features. However, I know there's an opportunity to improve your user experience, which is something I've done with a ton of your competitors with a lot of success." This second approach shows the recipient that you've taken the time to understand their business and are offering a solution tailored to their specific needs. It's no longer just another sales pitch. It becomes a relevant, valuable proposition. Personalization isn't limited just to the initial outreach either. It should carry through the entire sales process, from follow-up emails to presentations and proposals. Remember, when a prospect feels understood and valued, they're more likely to engage with you. And that's the first step to closing a sale. So the next time you're reaching out to a prospect, take a moment to research them, understand their business, tailor your communication to their specific needs, and you'll be surprised by the impact this level of personalization can have on your sales efforts. Now, let's talk about sales secret number 2. Understand the client's why. This might sound like basic advice, but it's surprising how often salespeople overlook this essential piece of the puzzle. So, what do I mean by understanding the client's why? It's about comprehending the reasons behind their interest in your product or service. What is the actual problem they're trying to solve? What is the real, tangible goal they're trying to achieve? What motivated them to seek out the solution in the first place? And it might be something surprising. You might be selling SEO services and think that the customer's problem is that they're not getting enough leads from Google, when sometimes the customer's problem is their boss doesn't see them on the first page and is complaining that if they don't fix this, they're fired. Well, you're going to respond differently on the sales calls for either one. The one that wants leads from SEO is going to be a lot different of a pitch than the one who just wants to get on the first page. So, by understanding their why, you can tailor your sales approach directly to address their motivations and provide a solution that fits exactly what they need. For example, let's say you're selling a project management tool. You might have a prospective client who's shown interest in the product. Now, on the surface, their why might seem obvious. They need a tool to manage their projects. However, if you dig a little deeper, you might discover that the real why is more nuanced. Perhaps they're a rapidly growing company struggling to keep track of multiple projects across different departments. Or maybe they're facing communication challenges within their remote team, leading to missed deadlines and lost opportunities. Understanding these deeper motivations allows you to position your product in a way that directly addresses their why. In the first scenario, you can highlight how your tool can scale with their company and effectively manage multiple projects. In the second scenario, you can focus on the communication features of your tool, explaining how it can enhance team collaboration and ensure deadlines are met. Understanding your client's why doesn't only help in closing the sale, but it also paves the way for long-term client relationships. Sales secret number 3, persistence is key. In sales, no is a word you'll hear often. Prospects might ignore your emails, decline your calls, or even tell you directly that they're not interested. In those situations, it's easy to get discouraged and move on to the next prospect. However, this is where persistence can make a significant difference. Research shows that it often takes multiple touch points to convert a prospect into a client. Some studies suggest that 80% of sales require at least 5 follow-ups after the initial contact. But surprisingly, many salespeople give up after just 1 or 2 attempts. This means that by being persistent, you can gain a significant edge over your competitors. However, it's essential to understand that there's a thin line between being persistent and being annoying. Persistence is about providing consistent value to the prospect, not about bombarding them with generic sales pitches. Let's say you sent an initial email to a prospect outlining your product's features, but you didn't get a response. Instead of sending a reminder saying, "Just following up on my previous email," you could share a recent case study relevant to their industry with a note like, "Thought you might find this case study interesting. It shows how our product helped a similar company achieve X results." This approach not only reminds the prospect about your product, but also provides them with new valuable information, making them more likely to respond. Sales secret number 4, leverage social proof. Social proof is a psychological phenomenon where people look at the actions and decisions of others to guide their own behavior. We all do this. If your friend buys the newest Nikes, you're going to try to buy the newest Nikes as well. We are guided by the behavior of other people. And so in sales, social proof can be a game changer, especially when you're dealing with skeptical prospects or a highly competitive market. Then let's look at testimonials and reviews. John Doe, CEO at Company X, found our product incredibly useful, and here's what he has to say. Things like that are very important. Another one would be like, our product helped Company Y increase their efficiency by 30%. Here's a detailed case study outlining how we achieved that. The next way you can do this is through logos and client lists. Put up some logos of the big companies that you've worked with. You can also look at industry awards and recognition. If you're on the list of the Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies, put that logo on your website somewhere. This will help alleviate the fears and doubts of your prospects. It shows them that others have trusted you and achieved success, so they can too. However, it's crucial to use social proof authentically, so don't make up your case studies. Make sure that everything that you're telling the clients is something that actually happened, and you have either a message from the client or some kind of proof that you can go back to. Sales secret number 5, master the follow-up. My 5th sales secret is all about mastering the art of the follow-up. Often, the difference between a successful sale and a missed opportunity is a well-timed, well-crafted follow-up message. In the world of sales, silence isn't necessarily a no. Prospects are busy and your email or call may not always come at a convenient time for them. A follow-up acts as a gentle reminder, showing your prospect that you're serious about providing value to them. However, just like with persistence, follow-up requires a delicate balance. Here's how you can master the follow-up process. First, timing is essential. Make sure to follow up at different times of day. If you send the initial email on a Monday and you wait 1 week and send the next email on a Monday at the same time, well, what if they don't check their email Monday at that time? They're just never going to see your email. So instead, you want to follow up on a Monday, you want to follow up again on like a Thursday at a different time, you want to follow up, a couple weeks later on a Wednesday. Make sure that your follow-ups happen at different times to make sure that your clients have the chance to see them. Then add value with each follow-up. I know we've recommended in the past to do quick bumps or bump the emails up, reply to your previous emails, and that's still okay for one. But once you get to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th follow-ups, you need to add case studies, you need to add excitement, you need to add things to the email campaigns themselves. That way you're not just bumping the same email up over and over and over again. Vary your wording, vary your length in all your follow-ups. Then also vary your channels. And one thing that Omni.us does really well is attract people on multiple channels. Right now it does email and SMS, LinkedIn's coming soon. You can hit people up on Twitter eventually, handwritten notes, all those different channels, because people aren't just using email. They're using all of the channels. So you want to reach them where they are. It's also important not to sound desperate. Sound like you're the expert pitching them. And a lot of times this comes out when you are responding to the prospect themselves. So here's what normally happens. Prospect will get back to you and they'll say, hey, can you send me information on your pricing? And then the desperate salesperson will say something like, well, it depends on your budget and results, but typically we charge $2,000. Are you ready to hop on a call? But an experienced salesperson that's not desperate will say, hey, happy to talk pricing on a call. Here are some times, feel free to book in. Because they know that not saying the pricing is key until they've had a chance to deliver value. But a desperate salesperson is so desperate to talk to that customer that they're going to spill the beans and ruin their chance of closing the deal. You also need to know when to pause your outreach. Don't send somebody 30 cold emails in a row. They're probably not interested. But at the same time, don't send somebody one cold email because they might miss it. Typically, we want to stick to between 4 and 6 follow-ups total. Mastering follow-up is a skill that can drastically improve your sales success. It shows your prospect that you're dedicated to helping them find the right solution, and it keeps you at the top of their mind when they're ready to make a decision. Sales secret number 6, value proposition over features. Focus on your value proposition, not just features. This is a pivotal shift in mindset that can profoundly impact your effectiveness at sales. You see, often in sales, there's a tendency to focus heavily on the features of your product or service. We talk about how innovative, advanced, or user-friendly our features are. While that's important, it's not what convinces a prospect to buy. It's not about the benefits, it's what those features will do for them. That is your value proposition. For instance, imagine you're selling a project management tool. Instead of saying our tool has a user-friendly interface with features like task scheduling, time tracking, and progress monitoring, shift the focus to the value proposition. You could say our project management tool can streamline your workflow, save your team hours of coordination time, and provide you with real-time insights to ensure that you're always on track. Notice the difference? The second approach directly addresses the prospect's potential pain points and demonstrates how your product can provide value. When crafting your value proposition, consider the following. First is relevance. How does your product solve the customer's problem or meet their needs? The way that I like to do this is to do an open brainstorm. List multiple ways. Hey, what are 3 ways my product will help this customer make money? What are 3 ways my product will help this customer save money? And what are 3 ways that my product will help this customer save time? Go through those, then find the most effective ones, and then you get closer to having the exact benefit statements that will help sell your product. In fact, you can test all 9. And you can come up with 90 more. Test all 90 and find the one that actually works. Then you want to look at differentiation. How is your offer better than what your competitors provide? For instance, instead of saying, hey, Omni is better than Lemlist because it has multi-inbox, and for Lemlist you're paying for 10 subscriptions for what you can get on Omni with 1 subscription, you don't have to say that. You'll just say, hey, Omni has multi-inbox, which allows you to reach out to 10 times more customers for 1/10 the price. So it both makes you more money and saves you money. Sales secret number 7 is embrace rejection. As we move on to our 7th sales secret, we're going to touch upon a topic that's often seen as negative, but when embraced, can become a powerful tool for growth. Rejection. Rejection is an inevitable part of the sales process. You'll hear no far more often than you'll hear yes, but the key to success is not to avoid rejection, but to embrace it. Why? Because each rejection is a learning opportunity. It provides valuable feedback that can help you refine your approach and improve your sales strategy. For instance, if a prospect rejects your product because they found a competitor's product more feature-rich, it signals that you might need to improve your product or better communicate its unique advantages. It also shows you that you might want to talk to people that are using a worse product rather than people that are using a better product. In the meantime, it doesn't mean you have to stop everything. An example could be a SaaS company that's trying to sell a CRM system to a potential client. The client rejects the proposal, saying they're happy with the current system. Instead of taking this as a final no, the salesperson should ask questions and dig into that client's needs and challenges with the current system. This could open up opportunities for a future sale, maybe not immediately, but when the client's needs evolve. Hey, what is something that the CRM you picked doesn't do that you wish it did? And then build that feature into your CRM and you have the chance of winning them back. Or at least you have the chance of winning customers like them back and over to your system in the future. You need these differentiation points. You never want to say, oh, company A is better than your company because you guys all offer the same thing, but you're missing this one thing. No, instead, you want to innovate and have different pricing, have different packages so it's impossible to compare. No other cold email tool has Omni's pricing for unlimited inboxes with the feature set that it has. So any other cold email tool on the market is incomparable to Omni. You can't look at it and say, hey, does Omni have these 10 features? Well, this tool has these 10 features because Omni might have 8 of these features and 2 new features that are even better. So you don't see the 2 that are missing, right? You never want to compare directly with other tools like that. You always need differentiators. Rejection can also help you qualify prospects better. If a prospect continually rejects your attempts to engage, they might not be right for your product. This realization can save you time and effort, which can be better spent on other prospects. And make sure to check out this video on old school versus new school business mentality. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.